Welcome back to MDL Crochet for our stitch tutorial. This week's stitch is called the net stitch. It really resembles the seed stitch to a point. It produces a very more drapey fabric, and it is perfect for garments. This stitch is worked up in multiples of 2 plus 2. And all it really is the knit stitch and knit purled stitch, just alternating. It is a 2-row repeat, which makes it easy. It is a slower stitch though, because with pearls do slow you down. But this is the net stitch. So let's get into it. Let's start making it and let's get it done. Let's go ahead and pull up a chain of 16. Now for this sample, I am using 4-weight yarn and a 6.5mm cable Tunisian hook. So with Tunisian, we work, majority of the time we work in the back bump. So do not go count this loop on your hook. You go from the second one down. So there's one chain there. There's the second chain. We flip over and we have these back bumps, and that's what we're going to go into. So just pull up your loops and you keep them on your hook. Pull up your loops all the way down and do your count. Make sure you're still right. You know, we should have 16. So I'm going to go ahead and pull these up. Alright, so we got our 16 loops up. But you can always count to make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. And then you just do a standard return pass. So it's chain 1, and then yarn over and pull through 2, and you're going to do that all the way down to the end until you only have one loop left on your hook. Alright, so we're pulling through the last few now, and this starts our 2-row repeat. And if you've done the seed stitch, or you've done a few of these other stitches that are alternating rows, you'll get this down pretty quick. So what you're going to do first is we're going to see why we needed the +2. The +2 is your ends. That's it. You don't put anything into them except for the normal stitch at the end, and then at the beginning you just leave it as is. So we're going to start with a knit stitch first, and then you do a yarn over, and you're going to go in like you're doing for a knit. Pull up a knit, yarn over, and pull through. Now you just did a knit purl, and that is the whole. That's it. You just alternate knit, knit, purl, knit, knit, purl. So we'll do another knit, and then a knit, purl, a knit, purl, a knit, and a knit, purl. And you do this all the way down. So if you start with a knit, you should end with a knit purl. So we just did a purl, knit, purl. Now we do a knit purl, a knit, and a knit purl, a knit, and of course we're ending with a knit purl. Now I'm going to show you how to close this stitch off when we're done. And then it's just in your normal end and a standard return pass. So chain 1, and then yarn over and pull through 2, and that's it. That is the stitch. And then the second row is the second part of the repeat, and I'll show you how to do that here in just a second, and how you can also figure out what you need to start with, because I know with some of these that or 2-row repeats, it's kind of hard at times to see. I know sometimes it's hard to see where to put these stitches when you're doing 2-row repeats, but I'm going to show you how you can tell. Okay, so here we have just a standard knit. So we know a knit purl needs to start here. So we just yarn over and do your knit purl. Just like that. And then here you have this little bar at the bottom. Well, that tells you you did a knit purl below, so you need to do a knit above. So knit. And then just alternate knit, purl, and a knit. So when you start building up your rows, you're putting your knit in the previous row's knit purl, and you're putting your knit purl in the previous row's knit. That's it. You're just alternating the stitches. So knit purl, knit, knit purl, a knit, and a knit purl, a knit, a knit purl, and a knit, knit purl. And since we started with a knit purl, we should end with a knit, and we do. And then just a normal row closure. Then pull up your loop, chain 1, yarn over it, and pull through 2, and do that all the way down to the end. Now that's it. That's a 2-row repeat. Now it's just repeating what you did for row 1. And it's going to be easy to tell where to go. Because to see where to go, you already know, okay, you know what to look for the knit, the standard knit, and then the knit purl. The knit purl has a little bar. So you know, okay, well, I did a knit purl here, I need to put a knit. I did a knit here, I need to put a knit purl, and so forth, so on. That is it. And then when you getting ready to close off, so I'm going to go ahead and do a few more rows and show you how to do the close off. Because the close off is very simple. It's the exact same stitch. You're just slipping it off once you do it. But I'm going to go ahead and finish up this row and then do one more. And we will come back and look at how to do the close off. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do the close off. I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay. So we have a knit purl here because you could see the bar. So you're just going to do a knit, and then you're just going to slip it off. The next, there is no knit purl bar there, so you need to put one. So it's going to be a knit purl. Pull up your loop, pull through, and slip it off. That is how you do the close off for this stitch. You just continue the stitch pattern, and you just slip it right on off. That is it. And then once you're done, you can sit there and weave in your ends, and you have a really, really, really nice fabric that you just created. And it has a lot of vertical give, not much horizontal, but you can see the airiness it creates. And if you do this in, let's say, a cotton or a bamboo, this stitch is very cool. If you did it in a thicker, like I just did in a 4-weight, you know, you're going to have some warmth to it. But it is a really, really great stretchy stitch. Very, If you use a 3-weight or smaller, it is very fabricy. Unlike some of the other Tunisian stitches, just because they're so compact, they don't become fabricy or drapey, but this one really does. And remember, folks, if you can give me a like and subscribe, it'd be greatly appreciated. And leave a comment. I will chit-chat with you. Now, with all that being said, folks, keep stitching.